This is the Checka Pro Radio Show. Checka Pro Joe has assembled a team of pre-qualified home service contractors to bring you the latest in services, products, and techniques. Now, here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Checka Pro Joe.
Welcome back to the radio program. I am Checka Pro Joe. The weather's changing here in Virginia. I want you to keep your ears open, guys. I want you to pay attention for a few moments because I'm going to be talking about your garage door and how the cool weather affects your garage door. We'll be talking about the springs, the rollers, the hinges, and that squishy stuff at the bottom of your garage door. That seal at the bottom. It's very important to have that seal at the bottom be in good condition. So this segment, we're going to be talking about the changing weather here in our area. Because when it gets cold, the metal and plastic pieces, and most importantly, your spring, begin to change. And things can literally get off track, or they can pop and break like your spring. Everything needs to be lubricated well and so forth. And we're going to be talking about how A1 Door Company here in the greater Richmond, Virginia area can help you out with all your garage door needs. You know, this time of year, the weather is changing. And the changing weather to cooler weather can wreak havoc with our garage doors. Do you know metal contracts in the cold weather? It does. And in the summer, metal will expand. This causes problems with our springs in our garage door. The spring is very, very important. Without the spring, the garage door would not move. You need to properly maintain your entire garage door, especially the springs. Now would be a good time to get a hold of A1 Door Company here in the greater Richmond area. You see, what happens sometimes is the weather gets colder, the temperatures drop, and now your garage door doesn't work. All parts need to be lubricated. The rollers, the hinges, and also the spring. Our preferred garage door company, a repair and replacement company, A1 Door Company, here in the greater Richmond area, can be reached at 804-271-3035, 804-271-3035. You can also simply, in the description of this podcast, get their direct information and a link to the website. And in the cold weather, the lubricant can get hard. It needs to be cleaned up, get all that gunk off, and re-lubricated. Things can also shift because when it gets cold, not only does the metal move, but then it's going to move some of the screws and bolts in the wood it is screwed into, not to mention the other metal parts. The rubber piece at the bottom, the weather seal piece, that can get hard and crack. All of this stuff needs to be checked out by A1 Door Company. Check them out. Look at the description in the podcast. Before I finish this segment, the most important thing is your garage door spring. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Do not attempt to work on your own garage door. Do not attempt to fix a broken spring. Do not attempt to wind that spring. Contact my friends over at A1 Door Company. A1 Door Company serves the greater Richmond, Virginia area, and they're here to serve you. 804-271-3035, or simply check them out in the description of this podcast.
Checka Pro is your local source for pre-qualified contractors. Stay tuned for more of the Checka Pro Radio Show.